the desert town of Cabazon, California, life moved slowly. A place where the streets emptied at dusk, where neighbors waved across fences, and where crime was something that belonged on television, never here. But on one August night in 1991, that illusion shattered. 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro vanished. His mother, Rebecca Haro, claimed she was struck from behind in a parking lot. She said she woke up dazed, confused, and her baby was gone. Police rushed to the scene, treating it as a kidnapping. For a moment, the community rallied behind her, sharing sympathy, offering prayers, and searching for a child they believed had been stolen. But then, the whispers began. Neighbors noticed Rebecca walking freely, without a limp, until the cameras turned her way. They realized there had been no screams, no struggle, no witnesses at all. In a wide-open parking lot, where someone should have seen everything, no one saw anything. And sympathy began to twist into suspicion. Music sharpens, silence drops for impact. Before we go further, ask yourself, if a baby can disappear in plain sight, in a public space, with no one seeing anything, what does that mean for your community? Subscribe now, because silence only protects the guilty. At first, Rebecca Haro was treated as a victim. But as investigators began piecing together her story, the cracks were impossible to ignore. She claimed she had been unconscious for what felt like minutes. But medical experts reviewing her hospital exam said otherwise. Her injuries didn't match her timeline. No swelling, no bruising consistent with a heavy blow. Just a faint mark, the kind you might make yourself. Witnesses stepped forward, too. Some recalled seeing Rebecca before and after that night. They noticed something strange. The tears flowed on cue for reporters, but when the camera stopped rolling, so did her grief. One neighbor whispered, she looked calm. Too calm for a mother who lost her baby. Detectives combed the parking lot where she claimed she was attacked. No signs of a struggle. No blood on the asphalt. No tire tracks suggesting a getaway. No witnesses, despite the lot being wide open, visible from nearby businesses. Slowly, quietly, suspicion turned inward. The more police searched for a kidnapper, the more they began to wonder, was there ever one at all? Psychologists were called to review her statements. They saw red flags, patterns consistent with what's called attention-seeking abduction claims. Her body language shifted mid-sentence. Her memory flickered, firm one moment, foggy the next. The inconsistencies weren't just troubling, they were damning. The investigation dragged on for weeks. Detectives kept circling back to the same haunting question: if Rebecca Haro was truly attacked, why didn't the evidence back her story? Behind closed doors, contradictions mounted. Her timeline didn't fit. Her injuries didn't match. And her story changed, just enough each time to raise alarms. Finally, the truth began to surface. Reports suggest that under mounting pressure, Rebecca cracked. She admitted that on the night Emmanuel vanished, frustration took hold. She smothered her baby, whether intentional or not, no one could say. And in the panic that followed, she staged a stranger's attack. The abduction story, the limp, the tears on cue, it had all been a performance. Music sharpens, gavel sound effect echoes faintly. In court, Rebecca Haro was charged with second-degree murder. The prosecutors painted her as a manipulator, someone who tried to hide her crime beneath a mask of victimhood. One of their lines still echoes, this wasn't a stranger's crime. This was a mother's lie. Inside the courtroom, gasps rippled through the crowd. Outside, the community grieved, not just for Emmanuel, but for the betrayal they never saw coming. They had prayed for his safe return, defended Rebecca from suspicion, only to learn that the monster wasn't out there. It was inside her home. Emmanuel Haro became more than a name. He became a symbol of innocence lost, and of truth twisted by the very person meant to protect him. Rebecca Haro was sentenced. Some called it justice, others called it too light, and still, many questions were left unanswered. Neighbors whispered their own regrets. One woman asked, could we have saved him if we spoke sooner? The community was left scarred, caught between guilt and anger, wondering how they missed the warning signs in their own backyard. Psychologists who studied the case point to a chilling truth: the line between desperation and deception is razor thin. One moment, a parent overwhelmed. The next, a tragedy too dark to comprehend. And yet, the story refuses to rest. Some believe Rebecca wasn't the only one involved. Others cling to the haunting hope that Emmanuel might still be alive, hidden away by relatives, his story twisted into silence. Rumors and theories still circle, like ghosts that won't leave Cabazon's desert air. The question remains, if Emmanuel wasn't taken by a stranger, and his mother's story unraveled, then where is he? Subscribe now, or let your silence be part of the cover-up. True crime isn't just about death. It's about the lies we believe, the truths we ignore, and the children caught in between. Emmanuel Haro deserves more than whispers. He deserves more than silence. He deserves your voice. If you don't subscribe, you're letting this story die again. But if you do, then Emmanuel's memory will live. And maybe, just maybe, another child still has a chance. The choice is yours.